Hello friends, welcome back to This is the Police. Day number 101. 59% of Freiburg parents used physical discipline. Controversial artist Sigmund Hammerling commits suicide. And blah. 14th century wine barrel found in city dump. Didn't Kang drink too much yesterday as well? Well, last shift. Taylor's reading a book? No. Simpson drank too much. Again. We may have to fire Simpson. We actually might need to fire her. It's going to be very disappointing if we do, but, you know. If it happens, it happens. Okay, from Ron Atticus. Jack, one of my partners, with whom I have several very large contracts, at the request of his wife, wishes to open a confectionery factory in Freiburg. The problem is that local stores stock products from the Clementine Burroughs factory, and there's no room for competition in the market. Not that I care about selling fucking candy, but I must demonstrate that I'm a reliable business ally. Today, a couple of my best men will burn this Clementine factory to the ground, and nobody's gonna get in their way, right? Fuck. I guess not. We earn 10% more. We earn 3,766 per week. Those 10% really add up. Now we can hire one more police officer. There are a few, but none particularly great. Maybe our best bet is going to be to just run with 16 each at the moment. We have a new detective slot. Again, I think we'll just leave that for a bit. And we get $5,232 from cocaine, so $26.16 for us and $26.16 for the staff. Massacre at Atticus Tower. An armed assailant entered the Jesus Got You Covered insurance offices and opened fire on everyone inside. One of the secretaries grabbed a phone, hid in a closet, and dialed the police. According to her, the man has often come to the office to argue with his agent about his payments. But now, it seems, he's finally lost his mind. Jesus Got You Covered insurance offices. God. I wouldn't go there. Dream Team with Godbomber, Krause, Beardcell, and Trevor. And SWAT Team. So it's a little under half of our staff force. Very quiet morning again. Child molestation, photo studio. Photo studio employee Clark Mitchell called the police about a customer who seems to be involved in child molestation. The man brought in some photos for development, all normal stuff, family photos from the holidays. But at the end of the reel, the studio found a photo of a naked elderly man next to a girl no older than 13. Apparently the client forgot to remove that shot. Wow. Excuse me. We don't need more sneezing, for God's sake. So, Purdy and Grant. Purdy's gotten sick of waiting for Pongdana, who's on the other shift, and is pretty much refusing to come over. So she's going to go for some clunge on clunge action with Grant. Civilian killed in the massacre. We couldn't really have done any more for that one. Oh dear. Erin Fredette is terrified that she just met a suicide case. Her face was painted so sadly. It just brought tears to my eyes, seeing the poor girl, her whole being aching, stuck in one spot and unable to move on. We have to try and save her. Is it going to be a performance piece? Song and Charleston are going to go find out. The suspect is at the photo studio, standing with his back to the door. He's telling the employee to hurry. Arrest, man. You there? Let's go. Out on the street. You sick bastard. Those are children. Let's go with you sick bastard. Purdy and Grant. Grant's having none of it though. They're on the way. They're in the car on the way back. Purdy's stroking Grant's thigh a little bit. Grant couldn't get further away if she tried. Stepping out for a smoke break, a convenience store owner saw a hooded figure around the corner ducking into a car. At first the store owner didn't think anything of it, but then the car alarm went off. Okay, God Bomber and Krause. I can't believe Krause is the ranking officer in that pairing. We gave too many stripes to Robbins, really. A respectable woman let out a squeaky scream, then a roar. Right in front of her, a crazy guy in acid-washed pants sat down to eat pieces of his own shit, while he gave the terrified woman a silly smile. It's just so disgusting, my god. Right in front of so many people, and the children. The woman couldn't calm down. The Dream Team know a thing or two about eating shit.
311A in progress.
Okay. Mr. Boyd, I cannot tell you how dear my factory is to me. It took decades to realise my late husband's dream. To fill the city with candy, which any poor man can afford. But I'm sure you don't have time for this. I hear you're a businessman. So I come to you with a business proposal. Save my factory, and you will take a share in our daily profits. Oh, God. Sorry for the jump cut there. I had to blow my nose, etc. I was starting to get very bunged up. So he reports on the suicide threat. It was the first time she'd seen a professional mime. Yep, performance piece, I was right. Attempted carjacking, God Bomber and Krause. They had a bad start to the day. They've gotten themselves going. A fight at the cemetery. The gravedigger at a funeral struck the grieving father with a shovel. He imagined that the man was giving him a nasty look. A fight immediately broke out. Purdy and Grant, and Taggart McStone. Now McStone's of course in the car going, these two are going at it. I'm going to get me some threesome action. And Grant's like, dude, I wouldn't touch Purdy with a fucking barge pole. We've ignored. The man had recently returned from a trip to Japan and was just enjoying some of the extravagant sweets he'd brought back. Homicide at the Johnson, Jurgen and Katz law firm. Emilio Montes Medrano, chief suspect in the murder of his wife and her parents, was released on bail and was discussing his defence with his lawyers, preparing for the upcoming hearing. The meeting quickly descended into controversy, and they'd been shouting at each other for a long time. Then, suddenly, Mr. Medrano ran out of the conference room, only to return a few minutes later with a gun. He shot one of the lawyers in the head, and the other started cowering on the ground. The secretary called the police and heard 3 more shots while she was on the phone. Jesus Christ. Let's send everyone out to that. Leaving Taylor behind on his own. So a report on the cemetery fight. That's gone well. Purdy's almost at 1,000 now. Massive fight at the Moonlight Soccer Stadium. A group of visiting fans were singing an offensive song called Freiburg, Capital of Crap, and throwing corn cobs on the field. Our local fans aren't about to put up with that, and a fight has broken out. Well, it's Dream Team with Taylor, taking the paddy wagon along with them. Probably asking for backup.
Looks like we have a situation.
Emilio Montes Medrano is standing in the conference hall armed with a gun, his back to the door. He's pushed two men into a corner, and he's holding them at gunpoint. Two others are on the floor. One isn't moving, and the second is groaning and holding his stomach. Taser the bastard. Mr. Medrano, we have your wife on the line. She's begging you not to do anything stupid. Quietly sneak into the conference room and take down the suspect. Well, he killed his wife, so that's not going to do any good. Let's just taser him.
Forecasting complete.
It's the straightforward option, but it's also the option that works. So Purdy, Grant and McStone are back in case the Dream Team and Taylor need any backup. And they do. A massacre in the forest. A group of 10 students went into the woods to camp for the night. They set up tents, made a fire, drank some alcohol and sang some songs. Around midnight, well, it's 22:50 now, they were suddenly attacked by a large man with a bag on his head, wielding a hatchet. One girl managed to reach the road, where she flagged down a passing car and called the police right away. The fate of the other students is still unknown. Could it be a prank? We'll give you 5 guys anyway. But I do get a feeling that may well be a prank. We have a report on the massive fight. Well, that gets Stovall and Robbins back up to where they started the day at. The massacre is more serious than they thought, so let's give them Quatch, Guy and Trevor. It's nice being able to pull an extra 1,000 points of manpower out of our ass. And we have a report on the massacre. No one hurt. Fantastic. A positive end to the day. Oh, I was meaning to see if I could send Simpson to school. Damn. Oh well. We continue on anyway. Radio stations face additional attacks. Tainted blue velvet party cookies can cause convulsions. Study finds stray dogs more dangerous than sharks. Anything intriguing for us? I don't think so. So, Shift B. Minus Mark Fishback, who's off to school today. It is a 14 cop shift, which isn't bad at all. No one asking for the day off, which is good. Okay, it's from City Hall. Last year we actively fought against unregistered business activities and grey companies who shamelessly use loopholes in the law. We've tightened some rules, making it more difficult for fraudsters to rent business premises and import goods into the city. Of course, they immediately became outraged and threatened to form a protest under the windows of City Hall. We must teach these parasites to respect the law. Permission for the use of force is granted if required. Funeral for Heather Griffith. Let's be honest, we're probably at least accessory to manslaughter there. Quietly take a little, almost $23,000 for ourselves. Small business protest, City Hall parking lot. Around 80 entrepreneurs and representatives of small businesses have surrounded City Hall, shouting, "Rogers is a business killer." Kingston, Vasilev, Alejandro and White, along with the SWAT team and the paddy wagon. Jack, the mayor, is acting illegally in the interests of his friends from the major corporations, which are literally destroying our community's small businesses. Many of initiatives are contrary to federal law, and if the police end up using force, you'll be the one that takes the raps. Raps? Rap. You better cover your ass in case things get ugly. I'd like to try this. I mean, I've nothing against Jeffrey Kingston, but he is new, and he does basically just look like Beasley in disguise. And he's specky. I mean, who wears glasses these days? Not me. So evidence against Jeffrey Kingston will retroactively issue a random officer some shares in one of the companies that would benefit from the closure of the small businesses. Everything will look like the officer was behind the crackdown on the protest. Do you really want to buy this for $30,000? Yes. So Jeffrey Kingston worked for 6 days. He's been on 3 assignments in those 6 days. Really not many. So we have a fight at Freeburg High School and police impersonation at Desire Park. Let's look at the fight first of all. The school principal called in to report an altercation which occurred in the school cafeteria. "Hey you, fat cow, where's your udder?" yelled Miguel Marquinhos to Emma Hazic as she passed his table with a lunch tray. Emma blushed and lashed out at the offender. The teachers don't want to interfere. Miguel had it coming. Sounds like it. Ozaki and Sanu. Now, police impersonation at Desire Park. Jezebel Escalante was walking in the park earlier and saw a strange man dressed in a police uniform. He was going around yelling at people, showing them his gun and threatening everyone. Then he ran over to the dogs and rolled around in the grass. He's clearly not in his right mind. I think he was scaring everyone. Frankly, I don't even think he's a real cop. Well, it's the rest of Team Asia then. Pongdana and Oshiro. A mission from God, St. John's Hospital. Do we suppress the protest by force? Yes, we do. Mr. Boyd, I have long turned a blind eye to the activities of the Women's Clinic, which, in essence, is an abortion clinic for sluts. Happily, the management humbly recognised their sin and delivered to our church plenty of the nutrients necessary for the preparation of our divine powder. But recently, the hospital replaced its chief doctor, and he refuses to continue honouring the arrangements established by his pious predecessors. Fortunately, I was able to quickly find an alternate supplier, and our production was not affected. However, this upstart doctor needs to be taught a lesson in Christian humility. I'm sure you have people who know how to cut out a man's pride with a scalpel. And hold the anesthesia. No, I'm not doing that for $30. Excuse me. It's just not worth it. Seeing the police, the man walks up close and salutes. The outfit is obviously from a costume shop, but the gun looks real enough. Demanding he immediately lay down his arms and kneel down. Let me check your gun there, officer. Officer, you're urgently needed at the police station. I'm afraid it can't wait. Let's go for that one. There we go. So that's one perp taken in. Ozaki and Sanu are about to take in another perp at the school. I wonder who we took in there. Because it was certainly the girl who was being the aggressor. However, she was provoked. Today, Eddie's Burgers is hosting the annual Fry Eating Championships. A police presence is required. A police presence you shall have there, good sir. Bomb threat at the elementary school. Hello, is this police? There's a bomb at the elementary school. The person who called in the threat had a high, clear voice, but there was some interference in the background, and the signal was lost. I'm pretty sure this won't be a bomb threat, really, but, you know, we may as well send people. Please, no more sneezing fits. Seriously. A theft at the hospital. A drug addict at the rehab centre stole an expensive respirator and locked himself in a closet. The nurse tried to reason with him, but he just hugged the apparatus and insisted it was his property. When the hospital employees tried to help him up, he grabbed a knife from his pocket and stabbed one of them in the shoulder. Let's give you 4 very good officers, to be honest. The police searched the school and no bomb was found. A schoolgirl by the name of Lily Austin had decided to disrupt school today in hopes of avoiding a test she hadn't studied for. What a dickhead. She's grounded for a month.
9/11 in progress.
Theft at the Everyday Mall. The guard at a large toy store detained a boy who he suspected of theft. I'm sure he stuffed something down his pants, but I couldn't find anything. The little thief won't stop crying. Come over quick. Well, Cabilius and Everts, you're the only 2 left behind. You may as well go for it. Report on the theft at the hospital. That's surely going to have gone well. Yeah. Drug trafficking at the port. We received an anonymous tip today. Later this evening, a large shipment of heroin will arrive in the port. The cargo is well guarded, and according to the source, the drug runners won't be giving up without a fight. We're going to wait for our best to get back from that one. Sending absolutely everyone we can to this. Reporting the theft at the mall. The boy didn't steal anything. The child's mother severely scolded the guard and took her frightened son back home. A small business protest. Prosecutor's office. What? City prosecutors have reason to believe you seriously exceeded your judicial powers during today's protest. We're calling you in for official questioning. God damn. Okay. The bar's owner reports his bartender was attacked by a patron. The bartender refused to serve a customer because he looked too young and wouldn't show his ID. So the guy got mad, jumped over the counter, smashed a bottle of whiskey, and now he's threatening to stab the bartender. Well, we kind of don't have anyone to answer this call. Cabilius and Everts are almost back. Will they go to this on their own? Yes. We may have sent them to their death, however. Ah, a quick 100 points and a nice little stash of heroin. I've just asked the Mafia to sell that I'm about to be investigated. Didn't really think about this. Behind the bar is a young guy with a piece of glass in his hand. The frightened bartender is in tears. Hit the man with a nightstick, order a drink. Hey buddy, let's get out of here. We've got a bottle of whiskey in the car. Hit the man with a nightstick. Straightforward. Just boom, done. Unlawful assembly, Lubinovich Casino. A crowd gathered in the shadow of the casino, chanting slogans and recommending the prohibition of gambling in Freiburg. Gambling's a disease, or so they keep repeating. Meanwhile, the casino has hired an athletic group of young men to push back the unruly crowd. Let's get out to this one before it becomes something worse than it needs to be. We're leaving Kingston behind because, well, not being funny, but he's about to get fired. Definitely don't have enough for that one yet. Missing person report. No new frames found. I feel like we have enough to solve this one, to be honest with you. Just looking at it. We've got the bills, a man shopping, and the two twins in the background. I really get the feeling it's going to be the people in black. However, may not be. So it is an eviction notice, so we're going to go with that for sure. The Eddie's Burgers is definitely a thing here, yeah. Oh. Well, okay. Righto, so yeah, maybe it wasn't the twins. I was literally just throwing pieces in there to see what happened. Suspects are Eric Morrow has never had any problems with the law in the past. Luca Bergman, well known in certain circles as a moneylender. He always gets his money back by whatever means necessary. It's got to be this. Got to be. Cavilius and Everts are a good team to send out to this. Let's just hope it's the right place. The right guy, more to the point. Report on the unlawful assembly. We sent a lot of people out to this, and it's gone well. We got him. But that is not the end of the investigation. Ah, I like it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be finishing off this investigation tomorrow in the next episode. So until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.